Hi everyone, it's Jessica. I'm excited to be here today as part of the Close to My Heart Twisted Sisters YouTube hop. And I am going to be twisting these Picture My Life cards from the In Full Bloom collection in the March and April Close to My Heart catalog. Now, I did pull a couple of them and put them aside that I didn't think would work. These ones here, I think, are the ones that are going to be the ones I want to play with. And my particular twist is I don't actually use the Picture My Life cards for pocket scrapbooking, which is their intended use, but I just like to use them as a way to bring in some additional pattern papers to go along with this 12 by 12 collection. And you can see those papers there. Now for my first card, I am going to use this stamp set called the Date Stamp. I have been so excited to get this in the mail and play with it. It has this old-fashioned library checkout card in it, a bunch of dates and words, and I think it's going to be so fun. So I pulled these two particular Picture My Life cards, and you can see I've got one of the 4x6 and one of the 3x4 cards, and I'm going to use those with the coordinating thin cuts on that stamp set and then stamp the date stamp on top of it. I've also got two pieces from the regular 12 by 12 In Full Bloom collection, and I have cut the one piece to 4 by 5 1/4, and then that green stripe piece is 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/4. So I used that one 3x4 Picture My Life card to make the little pocket that goes along with this cute stamp. And then you can see I have used my 4x6 Picture My Life card that has this really pretty soft yellow polka dot pattern to it to actually cut out the library card. And then I have edge distressed everything in avocado ink, I want to say it is the color green that's in this paper. And I went through and edge distressed these two papers here. And then I will adhere them like so. Now here I am looking at the size of my library card, and I think it might be just a little bit too big, so later I'll cut that down. And then as far as embellishing goes, I am turning to these black chipboard pieces that are also part of that In Full Bloom collection. I have to say I have been really impressed with the black chipboard pieces that came in this collection, and then also they were in that True Story mini album kit that recently was out. They're a really nice weight and just some really pretty pieces to embellish your projects with. So there I've created that pocket, and I love that. And then, like I said, I trimmed down that card, and I definitely am going to save that piece I cut off because the backside is just a pretty black and white polka dot paper, and I can save that for something else. And then I actually stamped my cousin's birthday on this because I think I'm going to use this as a birthday card, and I thought that would be a fun touch to actually put the date of her birthday on the card. So lots of ways you could use the stamp set. Okay, I've gone into my stash to find some black and white baker's twine, and I will wrap that around the card front twice, going across that angle, and then I'll tie a little something here just to give it some more visual interest. And then, like I said, loving these black chipboard pieces. So I go through them until I find this butterfly that is the perfect size to sit right there on that pocket front. And that card is done. Okay, for the second card, I'm going to be using 3 different Picture My Life cards here. I've got 2 of the 4x6 and then 1 of the 3x4. Love those butterflies right there. And I'm going to just cut these down a little bit and then use them along with that green stripe pattern from the 12 by 12 collection. And this butterfly piece here is cut to 2 inches, and then my next piece is 3/4 of an inch, and then the last one is a 1/2 inch, and they're all 4 inches long. I'm matting them on a piece of black cardstock that is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and basically I'm just layering from the bottom up. Now that one piece that's at the very top, I made that a little bit longer just so I could have it go behind my top strip there and make it look like it was one continuous piece without wasting the rest of it. So that way I could use some more of that PML card in another project. And then again, using that same black and white twine, I will just wrap my card front a little bit and give it a little tie like I did before. And again, these chipboard pieces, love them. They make it so easy to top off the project. So I'm going to go for the bigger butterfly this time and put him right there with a little bit of my Tombow glue. And for right now, I'm not actually going to stamp any sort of sentiment or anything on the front of this card or on the inside. I'm going to leave it as is for now because I think that this card could be used for a variety of occasions. So whatever it turns out I need it to be, birthday, sympathy, hello, thinking of you, I think it works for everything. So for now, it's going to remain blank, and then that one was done. Okay, final card here. This one, again, I've got a couple of different PML cards. I have a black shimmer brush, a little piece of scrap from that 12 by 12 in full bloom collection, and then I also have pulled out my stylus tool. Now for this one, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a little while, but it's one of the tricks that I really like to add a distressed edge to my paper. I'm pulling out the blade on my paper trimmer just so I don't accidentally get a crafting injury. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the side that I want to use, the right side, I'm going to turn it face down. And then rather than cutting my paper with my scoring blade, or I'm sorry, my actual cutting blade, I am going to use this stylus tool to just push down into that track. And I usually cut off about 1/4 of an inch from the top, and that way I just have the edge that I need and I can make the rest of the paper cut to whatever size it needs to be. And when you cut your paper with that stylus tool that way, it just adds this really nice distressed edge that's straight. So you don't have to worry about tearing. You don't have to get out an edge distressor and make a big sandy mess all over your desk. It's just a really fast way to put a little something extra onto your paper. A little extra detail that I think is fun to kind of see. Okay, and so now what I'm doing is just kind of playing with these strips. Now my card front is of course 4 1/4 across, but I was using those PML cards that are only 4 inches the way that I cut them. And that's going to be fine because I am going to put them on diagonally, and so that way you won't be able to see that it's actually not long enough. And then the papers that do need to be long enough are cut longer than 4 1/4 inches. So just as a little trick to kind of use up some of those tiny strips of scraps that you have, this is a fun little card design. And then all I did when I was kind of laying them out was seeing, how far up do I need that top piece to be, so that when I do those angles that everything ends up getting covered and you don't have like an awkward end kind of poking up from where the papers are layered on top of each other. And there. And so this, like I said, was just a really fast and simple way to use up some of those scraps that I had created as I was cutting up those PML cards. So there are a lot of other ladies who are playing along in this particular YouTube hop. We're all close to my heart makers, and everybody is taking one of the new products from the March and April catalog and twisting it in some way. And a couple ladies have already gone live with their videos, and make sure that you check out those who have already come before me. And also Julie from Craft with Julie is going to be releasing her twisted project today, so make sure you see what Julie has made. She's my friend and she always does beautiful work, and so I'm excited to see what she's got. And then there are a couple ladies still to come after me, so I will update those links in the description box down below as everything goes live. So make sure to check out all of the talented ladies and their twists. And then my final touch on this card, just because I had so much white space up there at the top, I grabbed a black pen and I put a little comma after my hello, since it was direct address and English teacher, got to make sure I have my comma in there. And then I put a couple of faux stitch lines all the way around the edge. And of course, back to my beloved chipboard butterflies, just as a final little quick touch. And that's it. I'll leave you here with a couple of still shots so that you can see there that fun distressed edge on that card. Here's that awesome chipboard butterfly. Oh my goodness, I know I'm going to go through those so quickly. I love this library card stamped on that really soft and subtle yellow pattern paper from the PML cards. Yeah, so just a really fun way to use those if you're not into pocket scrapbooking. All right, guys, I appreciate your watching, and I hope you feel inspired, and happy crafting. Bye.